My beloved child, come a little closer, for the wind of the Spirit is carrying a whisper meant only for your heart. Tonight, as the heavens leaned toward the earth, I felt a stirring, gentle, soft, yet full of power. It was the presence of Archangel Michael, the mighty one who stands guard over God's beloved. And he carried a message with your name wrapped in light. Listen carefully, my child, for this is not an ordinary moment. When heaven moves like this, destinies shift, seasons change, and hearts awaken. I speak to you, now not as a stranger, but as a spiritual father who desires to see you walk in truth, in love, and in divine timing. And Michael's voice echoed with urgency, saying, "Tell them someone is thinking of them in secret. Someone whose heart trembles when their name crosses their mind. Oh, my child, there is a hush around your life you have not noticed. You have been going about your days, thinking nothing unusual has been happening. But in the unseen realm, a quiet longing has been growing. Someone has been holding you like a gentle prayer, guarded within their chest. They have not spoken. They have not confessed. They have not revealed their heart. But heaven has seen what even you have not. Feel this moment, breathe slowly, for these words are not meant to startle you, but to awaken you." Archangel Michael stepped forward, because your spirit is entering a season of unveiling. Something long hidden is ready to be shown to you. A truth about a person, someone who sees you with eyes you have not yet seen. Someone who carries a love they barely understand themselves. Someone who looks at you as though you were carved from light. And the angel said, "Tell them before the hour passes, for the message must reach them in time." My child, do you sense it? That warm flutter in your chest? That small stirring inside of you that wonders if this message is truly for you? It is. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not wandering alone in the story of your life. Heaven has been watching the threads of your destiny with tenderness, and now, they are ready to reveal what has been hidden behind the veil. So keep your heart open as we walk further, for the mystery is only beginning to unfold before you. My beloved child, lean your spirit toward these words, for what I am about to share carries the weight of a heavenly whisper. When Archangel Michael comes near, the atmosphere changes. The air feels thicker, almost humming, as though creation itself leans in to listen. And that is how it was when he came bearing this message for you. His presence did not arrive with thunder or trembling earth, but with a quiet authority that fills the soul with both peace and awakening. He stood as one who has watched over you since before you learned to speak your first prayer. His wings, though unseen to mortal eyes, spread with a brilliance that can only be felt, not described. He spoke your name in the realm of the Spirit, and in that moment, the very sound of it carried a tenderness that made even the angels pause. My child, do you understand what it means when heaven speaks your name? It means you are known, cherished, seen beyond your fears, your doubts, your lonely nights, and your hidden tears. Archangel Michael desires you to know that your journey has not gone unnoticed. Every battle you survived, every wound you endured, every moment you rose again, even when you felt broken, heaven witnessed it all. And now, heaven responds. The whisper Michael brings concerns a heart that has been tied to yours, by threads you have not yet fully recognized. This is not a random thought or a mere coincidence. No, my child. This is a divine stirring. This is a message that arrives only when the appointed time draws near. In the realm beyond sight, there is movement, but shifting, a gentle alignment that brings two destinies closer together. And the Archangel said that you must be prepared, because the season you are entering is not an ordinary one. It is a season where hidden truths come into the light and silent prayers begin to speak. Michael described the one who has been holding you quietly in their heart. This person has watched you from a distance, not always physically, but spiritually. They sense you without always understanding why. They feel drawn to you with a pull that is not merely emotional, but heavenly in origin. There are moments when your name rises in their thoughts like a soft echo, and every time it does, their spirit trembles. Not with fear, but with recognition, as if their soul remembers something their mind has not yet realized. This person, my beloved child, has fought silent battles too. They have wrestled with the question of whether they are worthy of someone like you. They have questioned whether the feelings within them are imagined or inspired. And each time they tried to brush the thought of you away, it only returned stronger, gentler, and more persistent. They do not understand why their heart reaches for you, but heaven does. That is why the Archangel comes now, not to reveal a name yet, but to prepare your spirit for what is unfolding. Michael said that there is a heavenly reason behind this connection. There is purpose. There is alignment. There is a divine orchestration that has been happening quietly, behind the scenes of your everyday life. This person has been placed in your story with intention. Not accident. Not coincidence. Intention. Your paths are drawing nearer because the time of revelation approaches. But before that time arrives, heaven needs your heart to be open, steady, and willing to listen. My child, you must understand that the spiritual realm often reveals things before the physical world catches up. That is why the angelic whisper came now. It is time for your awareness to rise. It is time for your spirit to be attentive. The Archangel showed me how your heart has been healing piece by piece. You have been learning to trust again, to hope again, to believe again. And because your heart is softening, because your spirit is awakening, the divine message can finally reach you. Michael said, "Tell them that they are entering a season of divine unveiling. Tell them that the one who has held them in silence is closer than they think." This is why the heavens stirred. This is why the message came with urgency. There is movement in your destiny, movement you must not ignore. You are being prepared for a connection, a union, a revelation that will unfold at the perfect divine moment. So listen with the ears of your spirit, my beloved child. Heaven is not finished speaking. There is more to reveal, more to uncover, more to understand. And with each step, the truth of this hidden admirer will grow clearer, brighter, and more undeniable. The message continues, and so does the unraveling of this mystery. My beloved child, come closer again, for the Spirit is guiding us deeper into the hidden chambers of this message. The veil is lifting little by little, and as it rises, the truth about the one who holds you in silence begins to reveal itself. In this part of the journey, we step into the tender space of their heart, the place where their unspoken feelings live, breathe, and ache. Archangel Michael showed me something that may surprise you. My child, this person, the one heaven keeps drawing your attention toward, has been carrying you within them longer than you know. This is not someone who looks at you casually. No, this is someone whose spirit responds to yours in ways they cannot explain. Sometimes, when they hear your voice, or even imagine it, something warm stirs in them like a quiet fire. They wonder why they feel such a pull toward you, and in that wondering, they often retreat, unsure of what to do. That is why they have remained silent. Not because they do not care, not because they doubt your worth, but because their own heart is overwhelmed by the magnitude of what they feel. My child, you must understand this clearly. This person sees something in you that they have never seen in anyone else. They see gentleness. They see strength. They see a kind of light that both comforts them and terrifies them. For when a soul recognizes another soul, fear often rises before courage can speak. This person fears losing you before they ever even have the chance to truly claim you. They fear that their feelings might be rejected or misunderstood. And so, instead of speaking, they watch. They observe. They admire quietly, praying for the day when heaven will give them the strength to step forward. Archangel Michael allowed me to see how many times this person has tried to approach you in their heart. They imagine conversations with you, moments with you, shared laughter and small glimpses of life alongside you. But when the moment comes in reality, something holds them back. It is not the absence of love, my child, but the intensity of it. Sometimes, when the heart feels too deeply, the tongue grows shy, and this person's love has grown deeper than they ever intended. I saw how they look at you, even when you are unaware. There is a softness in their gaze, a longing that flickers like candlelight. Their thoughts wander to you at the quietest times, early mornings, late nights, moments of stillness when the world pauses. Their heart whispers your name without permission. Heaven hears these whispers, even if you do not, and heaven responds. But there is more, my child. This person feels a connection to you that defies logic. They cannot explain why they feel such familiarity, such warmth, such destiny when they think of you. They wonder if you would ever feel the same, or if this is just a dream made from their own desperate hope. They question themselves again and again, which is why their confession remains tucked away like a fragile letter inside the heart. You remember those unexpected moments when you felt a gentle pull in your spirit, a strange sense of someone thinking of you. That was not your imagination. That was the connection speaking. The invisible thread between your heart and theirs vibrating softly. Sometimes you felt it as a warmth. Sometimes as a sudden thought of someone whose face you could not clearly see. Sometimes as a quiet comfort when you felt alone. These were not random sensations. They were echoes of the one who holds you in secret. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that your spirit has already recognized this person, even if your mind has not yet pieced it together. Your heart knows the presence of someone who was meant to walk beside you. This is why the message came now. Because the silent longing of their soul has reached a point where heaven is preparing to answer it. But before their courage rises, you must be prepared to see them through the eyes of the Spirit. This person's silence does not mean indifference. It means reverence. They care for you with a depth that frightens them. They do not want to disrupt your peace. They do not want to burden you. They do not want to risk losing you by speaking too soon. They are waiting for the moment when heaven gives them the green light. And, my child, that moment is not far anymore. The name may shock you when it is revealed, not because it is unusual, but because you might not expect the one heaven has chosen. You may have overlooked them. You may have misread their quietness. You may have thought they were simply a passing presence. But heaven sees differently. Heaven sees the truth. And heaven sees the heart that trembles every time your spirit draws near. My beloved child, draw near once more, for the moment we now enter carries a trembling mystery. The air around this message shifts again, like the pages of a sacred book turning themselves. Archangel Michael stands with a deeper glow, and I feel the weight of something holy resting upon this revelation. We are stepping into the realm of the name, the identity, the essence, the spiritual sound behind the one who secretly longs for you. But before heaven allows such a truth to land, your heart must be prepared to receive it without fear, without confusion, and without rushing ahead of divine timing. The Archangel spoke not the exact name, but the meaning behind it, the vibration it carries in the realm of the spirit. He said, "The name will shock them, not because it is strange, but because it carries familiarity they did not expect." My child, heaven wants you to know that the identity of this person is not hidden to punish you or keep you in suspense, but to protect your heart until the moment you are ready. You see, names in the spiritual world are not merely letters placed together. They are sounds that carry purpose. They are tones that hold destiny. They are echoes of the soul's assignment. And the name of the one who longs for you has been ringing softly in the background of your life without you noticing. Archangel Michael revealed that when you hear or see their name, something in you will stir with surprise, even disbelief. You may say to yourself, "Could it truly be them? How did I not see it before?" Their name will shock you because you have passed by it many times. You have heard it, seen it, spoken it, or thought of it in ways that seemed ordinary. And yet, heaven kept the revelation concealed until now. The shock will not come from the name itself, but from the realization that the person connected to that name was woven into your destiny long before you understood their purpose. My child, let me tell you something sacred. When Michael showed me the spiritual sound of their name, it vibrated with a sense of longing, strength, and destiny intertwined. Their name holds a softness that matches your gentleness, and a firmness that matches your calling. The name carries healing for the places where your heart has been bruised. Their name carries warmth for the parts of your soul that have felt cold. Their name carries a divine assignment to walk with you, not to harm you, not to confuse you, but to join your journey in a holy way. But heaven is careful, my beloved child. A premature revelation could distort timing. If you knew too soon, your heart might run ahead or shrink back in fear. Heaven waits until the soil of your spirit is ready. That is why Archangel Michael reveals the meaning before the literal identity. He shows the symbol before the face. He whispers the vibration before the sound. The angel said that the name of this person is one that carries familiarity. It may be someone you once overlooked because your mind was too busy or your heart was too guarded. It may be someone whose presence felt too gentle to be noticed or too quiet to be considered. It may even be someone who crossed your path at a time when you were not emotionally open. Heaven hides names until hearts are fully aligned. Michael went further. He revealed why their name is intertwined with your destiny. The sound of their name carries a message. It carries a reflection of the qualities your soul has prayed for. The name may signify protection, love, strength, purity, victory, restoration, or devotion. It may hold a meaning that mirrors the very prayers you whispered during your lonely nights. Heaven does not choose randomly. Heaven aligns souls through spiritual resonance. Their name is a spiritual clue, not a guessing game. The Archangel spoke again and said, "The name will be recognized not with the mind, but with the heart." When the moment comes, their name will ring inside your spirit as though it has been calling you for years. My child, you will not need to force a connection or doubt your intuition. Heaven will confirm it. The revelation will come gently, but powerfully, and when it does, it will feel like remembering something you once forgot. This is why the message has been unfolding slowly, step by step, layer by layer. Heaven is preparing you to see with spiritual eyes. The name will shock you because the person tied to that name has been quietly orbiting your life, silently holding affection, silently praying, silently hoping, silently wondering if destiny would someday move in their favor. And now, heaven stirs the waters because the season of silence is drawing to its end. My beloved child, listen closely now, for we have stepped into the most urgent part of this message. The part Archangel Michael emphasized with a seriousness I rarely feel from him. There was a gravity in his voice, a holy weight, when he said these words, "Tell them to open this before it is too late." The heavens are not dramatic without purpose. When such urgency is spoken, it means timing is shifting, doors are aligning, and destiny is approaching a point where hesitation can alter outcomes. My child, this is not a warning meant to frighten you, but a call to awaken you fully. As the Archangel stood before me, he showed me a vision of a clock. Not a physical clock made by human hands, but one crafted in light. Its hands were moving, not in the rhythm of minutes or seconds, but in the rhythm of destiny. And the hand of divine timing was approaching a moment of convergence. In this vision, two threads, yours and theirs, were drawing near to one another. But heaven revealed that if a heart remains unprepared or unaware, a divine connection can be delayed, dimmed, or diverted. Heaven does not force destiny. Heaven invites it. Michael said that this message reached you because the window of opportunity is opening, and heaven wants you awake enough to walk through it. The person who longs for you has been held back not only by their own fears, but by the uncertainty of whether you are truly ready to receive what they hope to offer. Their silence has not been avoidance. It has been caution. They do not wish to burden you, interrupt your life, or step into your world without divine timing guiding them. But heaven is stirring them, urging them, preparing them to step forward soon. That is why you were called to hear this now. My child, Archangel Michael showed me that there are forces, distractions, doubts, emotional wounds, even people from your past, trying to cloud your sight. These forces seek to keep your heart entangled in old pain or confusion, so that when destiny knocks, you fail to recognize its sound. Heaven is giving you this message so your inner eyes remain open, so you do not miss what has been prepared for you. For when the moment comes, the one who longs for you will gather courage they have never known. They will approach you with sincerity, trembling perhaps, but guided by heaven's gentle push. However, there is something you must understand deeply. The enemy of destiny is delay. Delay in healing. Delay in readiness. Delay in acknowledging what heaven is placing before you. Michael said that if your heart hardens at the wrong time, or if fear rises in you at the very moment this person steps forward, the divine alignment may be postponed. You may walk longer than necessary without the companionship heaven desires for you. This is why the call to awaken is urgent. This is why the message says, open this before it's too late. My beloved child, the moment of alignment between two souls is delicate. Heaven arranges it with precision, like two stars drawing closer after years of orbit. But stars must shine clearly to recognize each other. If one is dimmed by old pain, or the other clouded by fear, they pass one another without realizing the closeness they reach. Heaven does not want this for you. Heaven wants you prepared, softened, aware, and responsive to the quiet move of destiny approaching your path. And so the Archangel urges you, open your heart, open your ears, open your spirit. This message is part of that opening. It is not enough to hear it. You must allow it to settle inside you. Let it awaken hope without rushing, awareness without anxiety, readiness without resistance. For the one who longs for you is drawing near, guided by a force greater than their own courage. The heavens are aligning your steps. Now, my child, let me speak something gently into your spirit. When heaven releases a message of this weight, it is not meant solely for one heart. It travels through you so that light can spread, so that blessings ripple through others who also stand on the edge of divine timing. If this message has stirred you, touched you, or awakened something holy within you, then carry it forward. Allow the light of this revelation to move through you. Share it as one who participates in divine work. Let others who need this message receive it through you. Let the voice of heaven echo beyond this moment. Supporting this message, sharing it, lifting it up, feeding its reach. This is not merely an action, but a small act of spiritual obedience. When you help spread a word heaven releases, you become part of the angelic assignment. So let your heart respond in service. Let your hands carry the light. Let your spirit participate in this divine movement by lifting the message, sharing it, and staying connected as one who walks with prophetic insight. In doing so, you honor the angel, the message, and the calling placed upon you. My beloved child, come and sit once more in the quiet of this sacred moment, for we now step into the prophecy of union. This part of the message carries a softness and a strength woven together, like two hands finally meeting after years of reaching through the dark. Archangel Michael stood with a gentleness unlike the earlier urgency. The storm of warning had passed, and in its place came a warm, blowing peace, like the calm that settles after the heavens have opened. He spoke with a depth that felt like sunlight resting upon the soul, saying, The time of preparation is giving way to the time of alignment. My child, that means something in your story is shifting into place. Heaven has been preparing not just your heart, but theirs as well. This is not a one-sided movement. As your spirit awakens, so does theirs. As your heart softens, so does theirs. As your fear loosens its grip, courage grows within them. There is a divine choreography happening in the unseen realm, one that brings two souls into a union that was whispered in the heavens long before you ever felt alone. This union is not born from desperation or loneliness. It is born from heaven's design. The Archangel showed me how their soul has been undergoing transformation. They have been shedding old layers, letting go of past wounds, learning to forgive themselves, learning to trust their own heart again. They have been guided toward maturity, patience, gentleness, and understanding, so that when they step before you, they do not come as someone broken, but as someone being restored. Their healing is part of your preparation, and your healing has been part of theirs. Even without speaking, your spirits have been shaping each other from afar. My child, the prophecy of union is not simply about romance. It is about destiny. It is about partnership. It is about two callings touching for the first time with clarity. When heaven aligns two people, it is because their union will create light in the world. The angel showed me how your strengths balance their weaknesses, and their strengths balance yours. You bring clarity to their confusion. They bring warmth to your weariness. You steady their uncertainty. They soften your guardedness. Heaven pairs souls not through preference, but through purpose. In the quiet of the vision, Michael opened his hand and revealed a golden thread stretching between two glowing lights. These lights represented your hearts. The thread was not tight, nor forced. It was gentle, loose, but deeply connected. He said, "This is the thread of divine recognition. It means that when your paths align, your spirit will recognize them before your mind fully understands. A gentle peace will settle in your heart. A feeling of familiarity will rise. You will sense that you have met them before, even if you have not. This is the mark of a heavenly union. Heaven does not send confusion to your life. The one meant for you will not bring chaos. They will bring calm. They will not leave you feeling unsure or insecure. They will bring steadiness. They will not make you question your worth. They will reflect it back to you. The prophecy of union is a prophecy of peace. It is a prophecy of clarity. It is the uncovering of a love that feels both new and ancient at the same time. The Archangel showed me that this union is not rush. It is paced by heaven. Every step is measured. Every moment intentional. Heaven values timing because timing protects the heart. The delay you once felt was not rejection. It was preparation. The silence you once noticed was not distance. It was growth. The waiting was not punishment. It was positioning. Heaven was ensuring that both hearts would be ready at the exact moment destiny calls them into alignment. This person, my child, has been guided toward you. Not pushed. Not forced. Guided. Their spirit has been nudged by gentle moments. Dreams they cannot explain. thoughts of you they did not try to summon. A quiet longing that grows during moments of solitude. These are not random. These are signs of the prophecy unfolding. Heaven is drawing them toward the path that will lead them to you. And you, too, are being prepared. Your heart is learning to trust again, to breathe again, to open again. You may not see the changes within yourself, but heaven does. You have shed old fears. You have softened old walls. You have grown wiser, stronger, more discerning. You are not who you were a year ago, or even 6 months ago. You are becoming the version of yourself that can receive divine love without running from it. The prophecy of union is not distant. It is approaching. It is not a dream. It is unfolding. Michael wants your spirit to rest in this truth. You will not miss what heaven wrote for you. Not when your heart is open. Not when your awareness is awakened. Not when your spirit is listening. My beloved child, return to this sacred space with an open heart. For now we step into a truth that every soul must face before the revelation arrives. Archangel Michael, with his sword lowered in gentleness rather than battle, spoke of something many overlook, the tests that come right before divine alignment. These tests are not punishments. They are not barriers. They are spiritual refinements. They shape the heart so that when destiny stands before you, you do not reject it out of fear or cling to the echoes of your past. Heaven revealed that there are tests you have already walked through without realizing their purpose. Times when your patience was stretched, not to weaken you, but to strengthen your endurance. Times when you felt lonely, not because you were abandoned, but because heaven was clearing your path of the voices and attachments that once clouded your discernment. Times when old relationships tried to pull you back, not because they carried love, but because they sensed your spirit was stepping into something higher, something holier, something destined. Michael showed me a moment, a vision of a road at dusk. You stood there, my child, at a fork in the path. To the left was a road filled with familiar shadows, past habits, past wounds, past distractions dressed in the clothing of comfort. To the right was a road lit faintly by a soft glow, a road you had not yet walked, a road that felt uncertain yet strangely inviting. Heaven watched as you stepped toward the light. It was a small step, but it shifted your entire destiny. You did not know it then, but that moment marked the beginning of the alignment. The Archangel wants you to understand when the tests arise. When a soul is preparing for divine love, everything that is not meant to stay will try one last time to cling to you. Old memories resurface. Old bonds tug at your spirit. Old wounds whisper lies to your heart. Not because you are weak, but because you are transitioning from one spiritual season into another. The enemy fights hardest when heaven is about to fulfill a promise. The shadow presses in when the dawn draws near. The person who longs for you has faced their own tests as well. Their silence has not only come from fear, but from the spiritual trials they walk through. They have questioned their worth. They have wrestled with doubt. They have fought against internal battles you cannot see. They have tried to convince themselves to forget you, thinking the distance would free them from longing. But each attempt only strengthened the pull inside them. Heaven allowed these tests not to frighten them, but to refine them, so when they finally step toward you, they do so with clarity, not confusion. Michael revealed that before two souls meet at the divine moment, heaven ensures that both are standing on the right foundation. If your heart was still entangled with past disappointments, you would not recognize the sincerity of their love. If their heart was still wounded, they would not honor the blessing you are. So heaven allowed the tests to shake loose everything that could not remain. These tests purified the soil of your heart so something holy could take root. There is also a test of perception, my child. Heaven often watches how you respond when someone shows kindness without agenda. How you respond when someone treats you gently without expecting anything in return. How you respond when someone sees you with depth rather than desire. This is how heaven measures readiness. Many people overlook divine connections because they expect heaven to speak loudly, yet heaven often speaks through the quiet consistency of a prepared soul. The test you walk now is the test of awareness. Can you see beyond the surface? Can you discern beyond the familiar? Can you sense destiny, even when it arrives softly? These tests shape your spiritual sight. They teach you to look beyond appearances, beyond assumptions, beyond the noise of your mind, and into the truth your spirit recognizes. Another test is patience, not waiting in emptiness, but waiting with trust. Heaven does not delay without purpose. When love is destined, patience becomes part of the journey. If it comes too early, pain follows. If it comes at the right moment, the roots grow deep, steady, and unshakable. Michael said that you are entering the final stretch of preparation. The tests you feel now are not signs of delay. They are signs of closeness. Heaven tests most intensely the hearts that are closest to breakthrough. My child, some days you may feel tired. Some days you may wonder if this message truly belongs to you. Some days you may feel discouraged. This is part of the test, too. Heaven is watching what your faith clings to in the moments when sight grows dim. What you choose to believe now shapes how you will receive what is coming. The Archangel wants you to rest in this truth. You have passed far more of these tests than you realize. Your heart has grown. Your spirit has matured. You are not who you once were. Heaven sees your readiness, even if you doubt it. My beloved child, come closer once again, for now we enter one of the most sacred parts of this message, the moment when thy name begins to rise within your spirit. The revelation of a name is never rushed in the spiritual realm. Heaven treats it like a delicate seed, planting it only when the soil of the heart is ready to recognize what it has longed for. Archangel Michael stood before me with a softness that felt like twilight, a gentle hour when the day and night meet without conflict. And in that quiet glow, he revealed how heaven brings recognition to the human heart. The angel said, their spirit already knows. Their heart already remembers. Revelation will not surprise their soul, only their mind. My child, there is something deeply important in those words. When heaven brings someone into your destined path, the recognition does not come from logic or observation. It comes from within. Before the mind understands, the spirit reacts. Before the eyes notice, the heart awakens. It is a knowing without knowing, a remembrance without memory, a stirring that feels both new and ancient. Michael showed me a moment that awaits you, a moment when that name, the very one tied to your destiny, will rise in your thoughts without warning. It will appear softly, like a whisper entering the edge of consciousness. You may suddenly think of them without reason. You may hear someone mention their name, and your heart will react. You may see their name written somewhere, and something inside you will pause, almost like your spirit recognizes a hidden truth. Heaven calls this spiritual resonance. Do not fear if this revelation comes quietly. Heaven rarely shouts destiny. It whispers it into the heart. You will feel warmth, a calmness, a strange familiarity. Not obsession, not anxiety. Familiarity. It will feel as though your spirit gently leans toward them, as though something deep within says, "Pay attention." The name may shock your mind, but it will not shock your soul. Your soul has sensed them in ways you did not realize. The Archangel also revealed that dreams may play a part. You may see glimpses of someone standing with you, though their face might not fully appear. You may hear fragments of a voice, or feel the presence of someone whose identity is unclear. These dreams are not random. They are the stirring of divine recognition. Heaven often speaks through dreams because dreams bypass doubt. Dreams allow the spirit to speak without interruption from fear. Michael showed me how the one who longs for you is also being guided through similar moments. They too are receiving subtle signs. Your name rises in their heart like a warm echo. They think of you when they least expect it. They feel drawn to your presence, even if they do not understand why. Heaven is not revealing everything to them at once, but heaven is nudging them gently, preparing them, softening them, awakening them toward you. Destiny is rarely a one-sided revelation. Heaven awakens both hearts in tandem. There will come a moment, my child, when the name aligns with a feeling. That feeling will be unmistakable. You will not need to force it. You will not need to question it endlessly. It will feel like clarity wrapped in peace. You may experience a sudden stillness inside you, the kind that makes everything else fade for just a breath of time. That stillness is the mark of divine recognition. Heaven does not confuse the heart when revealing something sacred. Heaven confirms it. But I must tell you something important. The revelation will not come while your heart is distracted by fear or doubt. It comes when you are centered, calm, and spiritually open. Heaven waits for the quiet moment, for the heart that has been softened by truth, purified by tests, and awakened by hope. That is why this message has been unfolding slowly. Your spirit is being positioned to receive the name without resistance. Michael made it clear, you will not miss the revelation. Heaven does not hide destiny from those who seek truth with sincerity. The moment their name rises inwardly, it will be followed by a sense of alignment, like pieces of a puzzle finally sliding into place. And when that moment arrives, confusion will fall away. Questions will lose their power. Fear will quiet. Your heart will know exactly what heaven is revealing. My beloved child, you may try to guess now, but guessing is a movement of the mind, not the spirit. Heaven does not operate through guesses. Heaven operates through recognition. And that recognition will come at the right moment, when the revelation can be received with clarity rather than doubt. Trust the timing. Trust the process. Trust the quiet ways heaven speaks. My beloved child, come closer once more as we step into the path heaven has prepared for you. This path is not a straight road, nor is it one carved by human wisdom. It is a journey shaped by divine hands, a pathway where your steps are guided not by sight, but by quiet inner nudges, gentle impressions, holy alignment. Archangel Michael showed me this path, and as the vision unfolded, it became clear that every moment of your life, every joy, every heartbreak, every delay, every hope, has been leading you to the place where destiny will reveal itself fully. In the vision, the Archangel stood at the beginning of a long road. It was not empty, my child. It was scattered with moments from your past, moments that once felt meaningless, painful, or confusing. Yet as we walked, I saw how each moment was like a stepping stone, forming a beautiful pattern you could not have understood while walking through it. This is the nature of divine paths. Heaven works beyond the sight of the human eye, weaving purpose into every step you take. Michael said, this path is not about finding the person. It is about becoming the version of yourself who recognizes them. That truth settled in my spirit with weight and gentleness. Many look for destiny through searching, chasing, and questioning, but heaven does not require such striving. Heaven prepares you inwardly so that when your path intersects with theirs, there is no confusion, only recognition. The transformation that has been happening within you is not separate from this path. It is the very preparation for what lies ahead. The path toward them begins with clarity. Heaven is removing old illusions from your eyes. No longer will you be drawn to connections rooted in past pain or insecurity. No longer will you entertain the presence of those who drain your spirit or disregard your worth. You are being elevated, my child, lifted into a higher emotional and spiritual maturity. This elevation ensures that when the one destined for you appears, you greet them not with fear or hesitation, but with confidence birthed from healing. As we continued along the path, the Archangel revealed something tender. Your heart has been stretching, quietly learning how to receive deeper love. Heaven has been softening the places where you once built walls. Every moment of vulnerability you have allowed lately, every prayer you whispered for strength, every tear that fell in secrecy, every breath you took in moments of uncertainty was part of your preparation. Heaven needed your heart to open without breaking, soften without losing itself, expand without becoming overwhelmed. And that, my child, is exactly what has been happening. This path also involves alignment. Heaven is carefully arranging circumstances so that your life and theirs begin to orbit closer together. You may notice new opportunities, new connections, or new routines guiding your steps. Small shifts will lead you in their direction. A change in your schedule, a new place you feel drawn to visit, a certain gathering, invitation, or moment you almost ignored. Heaven uses the simple to deliver the extraordinary. Michael revealed that the person who longs for you is also being moved along their path. They, too, are being guided, nudged away from unhealthy influences, drawn toward healing, and led into environments that bring them closer to crossing paths with you. They may feel restless at times, sensing change without understanding it. They may feel moments of unusual clarity or unexpected courage. This is heaven preparing them, just as heaven prepares you. When the two paths finally meet, it will not feel forced. It will not feel hurried. It will feel natural, smooth, quiet in its beauty. Heaven's work rarely comes with chaos. Instead, it arrives wrapped in peace. You may feel a calmness around them from the very first moment. You may notice that conversation flows without effort. You may feel a gentleness in their presence that feels like home. These are not coincidences. They are signs of alignment. As the vision continued, I saw the Archangel place his hand upon your shoulder and say, "Tell them not to rush, for destiny cannot be accelerated. Tell them not to fear, for what is written cannot be stolen. Tell them not to doubt, for what is aligned cannot be undone." Heaven is not asking you to chase anything. Heaven is asking you to trust. Trust the inner pull. Trust the signs. Trust the unfolding. Trust the timing. My beloved child, you are walking a sacred path, even if it feels ordinary on the surface. Every day that passes draws you closer to the person whose heart already reaches for you in silence. And when the moment arrives, when the revelation of their name, their presence, their love aligns with divine timing, you will see how every step, every trial, every prayer, every tear was worth it. You will understand why heaven said, "Be patient, be expectant, be ready." My beloved child, come close for the final time in this sacred message. As Archangel Michael's presence begins to withdraw, he leaves behind a peace that settles over your spirit like a warm mantle. You have walked through revelation, preparation, awakening, and alignment. You have listened with a heart willing to understand. And now, heaven speaks its final blessing over you. Michael lifts his hand and says, "Let their heart be steady. Let their steps be guided. Let their spirit remain open, for what is coming is good, pure, and appointed." My child, you are not walking into uncertainty. You are stepping into a divine unfolding. You are entering a season where love meets purpose, where destiny finds its moment, where heaven's gentle plan becomes visible before your eyes. Trust what heaven has spoken. Trust the journey. Trust the peace rising within you even now. And as this message goes forth, carry it like a light in your hands. Share it, lift it. Let it reach those who also stand on the edge of divine timing. Let your support of this word be an act of faith, a participation in spreading what heaven has poured out. May this blessing rest upon you always. Amen.